Hi guys, how are you?
Hey, how you doing?
Doing great. So I'm asking
There's
everyone
Yoda
this.
behind you.
Oh, thank you. He's back on my little shelf. Um, I'm asking everyone this because I went to school in Boone, North Carolina. I
Mm.
know the show itself was not filmed there, but what did you guys do to kind of research bringing that specific aspect of the mountain life of North Carolina to life in the show?
You know what's funny that you asked that actually, because a lot of Scotland kind of looks a little similar. And there are, for our wedding, they actually put some moss in the trees. Do you remember? And then wasn't that actually
Apparently, it was not correct,
not correct
but it
to,
looked
but it looked beautiful.
beautiful.
So
we kept it anyway.
we kept it anyway. So we've brought that to North Carolina, a little added magic.
But a lot of the
A
stuff,
lot of the special effects on the show are amazing and so natural that you wouldn't always know that they're there.
well, a lot of Fraser's Ridge is naturally shot. So that whole mountain backdrop and the river and that's all like that. That's what that all looks like. It's incredibly beautiful.
There are some similarities.
There are some similarities, but yeah, I've read several books on North Carolina geography and geology.
What were they
I've
called?
been to North Carolina. I can't remember the name of them. I only have a few minutes. I only have a few minutes
Were they
here.
good reads? Yeah.
I've been to North Carolina, so obviously I know it quite well. I did a play in North Carolina.
Did you write notes while you were there?
Yeah, I took notes in case I ever had to play North Carolina. I got Scotland for North Carolina.
This is what sarcasm looks like,
It's
by
not
the way.
absolutely
Yep.
genuine.
No, I put completely believed every single thing you just said.
Good.
Thank you
But
for being there for me, you know?
of course, of course. But Sophie, I do. It is funny because I saw the title of the second episode and I was like, oh, it'd be funny if they went to Disney. And then
Right?
the title card happened, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's
because the title of
the
the second episode is obviously,
happiest place on earth.
yeah, the
There
happiest
you
place on
go.
earth,
Yeah. Not
But
Disney.
but for you, obviously you both get to you're both time traveling a lot. But what was the most fun for you about that episode in particular, and having like all of those emotional moments about your daughter while still like, contemplating like going back in time or going forward in time yet again?
It's hard. I mean, even now it gives me goosebumps just thinking about that situation. And you really would want to go straight to the stones and just get back. Actually, yeah, and just get back and do everything that you can to care for this child. It's just so heart wrenching. And filming that scene was sort of brutally beautiful. Like when we have scenes where we're all together and those emotional scenes, you really feel the Fraser love in the room, and it was really lovely when Roger and Bree find out that information. But then yeah, having little scenes like the her and Jamie goodbye scene about Disneyland was just so beautiful and so raw. And we shot it at night, and we had these little lights. Some of it was special effects. We also had like some little lights bobbing, and it was a blue screen, which we don't often have, and it was just it was a really magical night. And it's one of those times where Scotland and its scenery, you really feel it. It's like it's trying to help you with the story. And that sounds so cheesy, but you just feel the weight of the Scottish air and just the weight of the surroundings and the richness and the history and the stories that have happened there. And it just really lends itself to the scene. And I think that it seeps into the moment, and it very much felt like that. And I think anytime we get a Brianna and Jamie scene written so beautifully, it just really touches the heart. And so it was a great one. And even just trying to describe Mickey Mouse and that concept to this Highlander who would just have no way to wrap his head around it was just a really endearing moment and just the perfect way to say goodbye.
Yeah, and Richard, you had probably one of my favorite jokes of this entire show in this season, which is when Roger is talking, he's like saying something and he says, float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, and then continues the sentence. And the one guy is like, Ali. And like, that's how they figure out that he also time traveled.
It's very cool.
Yeah.
But quickly for both of you, what has been your favorite kind of like reference to the future that has been made in the past in the show? Because there's been some really good ones.
I think that's
a really good question.
But I think we could have more of that,
Yeah. I mean, I actually like when there's little nods, like even Jemmy's toys, he has a little room, as he calls it, and his little plane and stuff.
Plane, yeah, that's quite.
But it is quite cool when there are the moments between Claire, Brianna, and Roger where you do have those little little almost wink moments where they're talking about something from the future and they know that no one else in the room will cotton on or catch on, and it's quite cool. I do think the Mickey Mouse one was a great one. That one, and then isn't the one where Claire is singing? Who's it she's singing? And the guy recognizes it. It's the Beatles she's singing in the other season.
Oh, I don't remember, but yeah.
But yeah, I think the Mickey Mouse one's probably my favorite one. But that Muhammad Ali one's pretty cool. Just a little nod.
It's always great when we have that kind of juxtaposition as well of a modern reference or a reference from the future combined with Jamie.
Yeah.
Because it kind of makes you see the thing, like you were saying about Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
Kind of makes you think about the thing out with the context, like kind of as objectively as you can. And you think, that is actually really silly.
It's like when you see something through a kid's eyes for the first time, you relive it, right? You kind of put yourself in those shoes, and it's like that with Jamie.
Beasties and all that kind of thing, what Bill's talking about, or medicine and things, and he's always quite funny.
Yeah.
He's always got a funny observation to make about it. So that's fun, when you combine the picture with
sperm in a petri dish.
Yeah, stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate your time today.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Appreciate you. Thanks.
Have a great one.
You too.